All right. What a day. Did it go by so quick, or was it just me?
It was very fast, but we did it.
I know.
And no major fires or anything.
No. It was very good. It was very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much too. We did it together. It turned out great.
I'm glad we don't pay for, when way back when, I may be dating myself, but every time you texted, you get charged for something. So I've texted so much today. It's unbelievable.
It's necessary. There's a lot of logistics needed.
What's that?
There's a lot of logistics needed for something like this.
So listen, we are roughly about $1,000 away from 10,000.
We're very close.
We're very, very.
Do you hear that, everyone?
So the amount on the Big Gift site is doesn't include the city's $1,000. So so whatever that is there, it's $1,000 more. So FYI, we could talk about it more and see if we could. Herman, can you hear us?
Just donate just in case.
It's not coming through, huh?
His audio's still not doing it. Maybe take out the AirPods.
Oh yeah, can you take it out?
They might not be connected to his.
I'm wondering if he can see us or hear us.
I think so.
Okay. No sound, Herman? He's unmuted. All right, let me play the video. Maybe can you talk to him or communicate with him about the
Absolutely.
and see if he could maybe do that again and take his earplugs out, maybe? I don't know. Let me share my screen.
Herman?
Yes, sorry.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad that worked out.
They never work as they should.
No. They like to confuse everyone.
You win the attire of the day, because we've had 11 programs today, and by far you're the only one with the hat, but you're the best one with the hat.
Thank you. It's this is a relaxing program. So
yeah.
I don't know if you have something to say salud with.
Oh yes. Before we start drinking, I want to share a short video, okay?
Perfect.
With someone that you might know. So and hopefully we could embarrass him, but hang on, let me see. All right. 1 second here. Tell me when you see the screen, Samantha.
It's up.
So the World Affairs Council of San Antonio is a really unique organization that we get to interact with other people from our city that want to be better global citizens. And what does that mean? It really means that we want to be informed as to how the world affects San Antonio, and San Antonio plays a role in the world. And the most important thing to me is that the people that we interact with, we get to learn from each other while having fun doing it. One of the most memorable events that I've attended is right here at the San Antonio Country Club, when we had General Hayden, the former director of the National Security Agency and former director of the Central Intelligence Agency, right around the time of the Edward Snowden revelations. And obviously it was a very timely topic, and to have the ability to interact in person with someone that lives day to day what these intelligence agencies do, and be able to ask questions in person of General Hayden was very memorable, to hear how these topics that you see in the news affect our city, our country, and our world. And being able to do that in person with the person that actually is doing it is pretty interesting and hard to replicate. Well, I've had the pleasure of participating with the Young Professionals group of the World Affairs Council, and it is a networking format that is really not replicated anywhere else either, because we get together in events that are, international in nature, but also fun. So events such as learning about Mexico through its street foods at Chef Johnny Hernandez's home, or learning about Japan through sushi and sake at Sushi with our fellow board member, Alfonso Tomita, or being able to interact with all of the fellow young professionals that are interested in world affairs at our World Quest trivia event, which is a very fun event. It's also pretty unique. So the people that you meet and when you get to learn from interacting with them, once again, while having fun, is something that's very unique.
All right. Well, let me get out of this and stop the video. Oh, what happened to Herman? Wait, I can't hear your voice either.
We just lost Herman.
Well, until he comes back, we want to thank Sherry Del
Okay.
for her donation.
He is back.
Jamie and Jack Cook, Dr. Lena Burnett, and Juan Antonio Flores. Did you see any of that video?
Like half of it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's Inigo. It's I'll send it to you so you could listen to it more. So I don't have your tequila.
Great friend.
My goal was to get your tequila, Tears of Llorona. Did I say that right?
Yes.
So we want to know all about Tears of Llorona. I'm pouring my tequila right now. It's not Tears of Llorona. I'm not going to tell you what it is because we're talking to you.
No, don't worry.
So
well, we can start doing a salud with a margarita.
Salud.
Salud, amigo.
Salud.
Salud.
Oh yeah. So
we earned it.
So
yes, I know. This is Tears of Llorona.
Oh wow.
It's in order to have the tequila in that bottle, it takes at least between 13 and 14 years.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Is the tequila is not like most of the spirits where you harvest the grain or the corn, in 4 to 6 months. In order to have tequila or to produce a good high-end tequila, you need to have the agave. And the agave plant for the tequila is called the blue agave or Weber blue variety agave. It's the same, it's just one agave. And it takes at least 8 years to get to the right maturity. It's not exactly 8 years. It depends. Some of them get the maturity at 7 years, but most at 8. But there's some low regions where it takes between 12 and 14 years.
Wow.
There's some big companies, there's not big, there's some companies making tequila with agave that is not mature. This tequila, the industry of the tequila exports to the United States 15 million cases. So it's a big number. We just went selling more than rum in the United States. So the category is growing. But the interesting thing is that the name of the family is tequila, but it has 2 sub-families. One is called tequila, that is the tequila that we have been drinking for many years, that it's called mixto tequila. It's the one that you usually use for margaritas, and it's the sugar where it's produced, half of it comes from the blue agave, and the other half from the sugar from cane, almost all the time. So they do a blending of these two sugars in the fermentation.
Mm.
So I don't like that tequila very much because I don't like to drink rum and tequila at the same time because it gets you a little crazy. And not talking about the next day. The other part of the family is what I have been producing, and what I learned from my father is to produce a tequila that is called 100% agave. So it means that all the sugar has to come from this blue agave, from the blue agave.
Mm.
What does mezcal
idea.
and sotol fit in this little
Yes.
tree?
Well, that's only the tequila.
Okay.
But if you go to the whole American continent, we have like 180 varieties of agaves.
Oh my gosh.
In Mexico, just in Mexico, we have 125 of them, which, and from them, maybe 100, maybe like 85 are endemic from Mexico. So from all these agave varieties, there's only one to produce tequila. In order to make mezcal, the norm, the law says that you can produce with this. They mention 8 different varieties of agave, plus the ones that are endemic from your region. So it's open. It's different process, different production processes. Well, it's some of the same, but they use an older method to produce the mezcal. I like mezcal. You know, it's there's some agaves that takes like 30 years to mature. And, you know, those agaves are wild. And the people have to go to find them in the mountains. And, you know, that's why if I find a mezcal producer, I ask them the quality of and which kind of agave do they use. And when they tell me about these very 30-year-old maturity agaves, and I ask them for the price, and I go like, well, like $80. You have to sell it much more expensive because there's no way to plant that agave. So it will always be wild. There are some agaves in the mezcal, like the espadín or americana, that are just like blue agave that we have domesticated, and it takes 6 years to mature. So it depends on the variety of agaves that you're looking for.
Okay.
But
And
now
then what
that
about
we're talking,
sotol? Is that what it's
sorry,
called? Sotol?
mezcal or
Sotol? I
what?
thought it was like a variant of a mezcal, but I could be mistaken.
Well, the mezcal is, you know, there's like, the tequila can only be made in the state of Jalisco and some municipalities from neighbor states around. So it's 4 states, Jalisco and 3 more on the central west part of Mexico. And in Tamaulipas, just south of Texas, near the Gulf of Mexico, there's a small region in Tamaulipas state. To make mezcal, you know, it's originated from Oaxaca, but there's like 10 or 12 states that can produce mezcal. So the varieties that you can find, the different profiles, flavors that you can find, it's amazing. So I do not know a lot of the names of the mezcal, of the agaves that they use for, but it's very interesting. There's another variety like sotol from Chihuahua.
That's what I'm thinking of.
The sotol, they are selling much more in the States now. It's a very small.
Well, I'm from El Paso, so we're very close to Chihuahua, so that's what I've had before.
Yes, and you can find in El Paso the same mezcals, the same agaves to make the mezcal. But you know, it's a very small one. It's very interesting. And because of the way that they cook most of the old-fashioned mezcal, it takes they cook it for like 15 days inside the, you know, in the soil. They make a hole with rocks. They get the agaves there. Then they put dirt on top of them, then some grass, and then dirt on top of that. They start burning that grass in the middle, and it takes like 15 days to mature. So all the, you know, that's where the smokiness comes from. In the tequila, we have, you know, two big families, and in the 100% agave, there's four types of tequila. The first one is blanco, which means it's a tequila no aged directly from the still to the bottle. I like that, the blanco tequila, because it tells you about the soil of the land you harvest the agave. No, I can say salud again. Salud.
Salud. Hey, Herman. I have two questions.
Yes.
How does one get into the tequila business, and are you hiring?
You
Well, the
volunteer to
tequila
be a taste
business.
tester?
For volunteers?
Yeah, that's my job. No, tequila business is you know, if you got into the wine business, you will find, I don't know how many millions of wine producers, wine companies.
Yeah.
In the world of the tequila, when we started, when my father opened his distillery, we were only 36 companies.
Wow.
Today, there's a lot, and it's like 150. And, you know, sometimes produce tequila is not as difficult as it seems if you have the time and the patience, but to sell the product is much more difficult.
How did
you know, there's a big competition there.
What did you how did you start, like what did you do before this, or how did you get introduced?
Well, I have been making tequila for almost like 40 years now.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, as they say, I came with
It's in your
with
blood.
tequila in my blood, you know. Now, my father in 1965, a hurricane hit the south part of Tamaulipas, where my father's ranches were. So it was a very big hurricane, so it destroyed everything on his ranch. So he decided to, you know, bring another variety of plantation, and he thought about the agave because, you know, the agave holds soil. So he started planting the agaves, and the idea was to sell it back to the industry of Jalisco. But, you know, industry is not, sometimes they are not so easy to buy at the right price. So when he started harvesting his agaves 7 years later, in 1972, his friends, old friends, wanted to pay him half of the price that was running in Jalisco. So he went to visit another tequila company. He knew the owner, and the owner told him, you know, I cannot buy your agaves because we produce with our own, but I can lend you my engineer to build your own distillery. And that's how we started, or how he started.
Well, that works out well.
Oh yeah, it was very interesting because he built his distillery in Tamaulipas in 1972. The Norma Oficial Mexicana, which is the official Mexican norm, came out in 1974, but it didn't allow Tamaulipas to produce tequila. So my father got into a long fight against all the tequila industry to get the authorization to produce tequila in his region. And it took him like 4 years to get it done. But you know, it was the president of Mexico was involved. All the tequila industry was very angry with my father, but we did it, and we still produce tequila in Tamaulipas.
Wow.
And we feel so proud about it.
So tell us a little bit about Tears of Llorona and the name, the importance of the name, and the uniqueness of the tequila.
Well, Tears of Llorona, it's a...
the bottle? Nice.
You know, it has my signature, number 3. It means that it's my third brand that I bring to the market. Then the name Tears of Llorona.
What are the other
The
two?
legal things. And then why it's called Tears of Llorona, but it's in Spanish, and sometimes, and I need glasses to read it. But it's
or if you drink too much, you're gonna need to. It's like, oh, I can't see it.
Now the Tears of Llorona, I think it's a great name because I'm Mexican from Mexico City, but I live in the States, so it was great to have both language in the same name. And it's very interesting because this particular product that I started producing in 2009, it's different. You know, it has the same recipe as my father told me. And the aging, my father told me that the best way to age tequila was use Scotch whiskey barrels. And that's, I made a lot of tequila on that way with his methods. But in 2009, I wanted to innovate something. And I have a guilty friend of mine that gave me a Paradiso cognac. I'm not a cognac drinker, but when I tasted that cognac, it had this cherry flavor that I love it, but I didn't understand where it came from. So I started experimenting in 2009 with different barrels. I use Scotch whiskey barrels because I like the dryness that it comes with it. And the spirits from Scotland have to be really good to tell the stories, that's for sure. And on the other side, you know, I'm Mexican from Mexico, 5 or 7 generations from Mexico. But, you know, before that, my family came from Spain. So I decided to start experimenting with brandy barrels, not cognac, brandy. Because I thought that will add a little fruit, a little sweetener. And the third one that I use for this product is sherry, you know, also Spanish product, but very fruit, with a lot of fruit flavors. I love it, and I wanted to add that to this melting pot of different woods with different spirits. So sometimes we speak, if you drink a lot, sometimes you speak Scottish English, and sometimes you speak like Spanish, you know, that's what I like.
Tequila is
like
a trip around the world.
Oh yeah. And, you know, the idea, it wasn't meant to be sold, but I wanted to see where can you get with tequila. You know, I think the interesting thing about my father is that in 1983, with his importer. His name is Robert Denton. They introduced the first super premium tequila into the United States. And it was a different concept because most of the tequilas were mixto, agave and sugar added. But with my father's tequila, we introduced the 100% agave and start letting people know what's the difference between one tequila and an expensive tequila. That's at that point, all the tequilas were the most expensive at that time in 1983 were $12. When we came into the market with my father's product, we went to 25. So it made a huge difference. The good thing about the people that love tequila in the States is that they read a lot. So when we started, it was like 0.0% premium tequila or 100% agave. Now it's over 63% only tequila that comes from agave. So it's, Americans are looking for much better quality. And that's very important. This tequila in particular, it's a very unique product. And what I wanted to do with this product was to raise the bars of the tequila and take it all the way where, like the super high-end cognac like Louis XIII or the Pappy Van Winkle of from Bourbon or the single malt Scotch. With Tears, it's a very unique product because all the because tequila or Tears of Llorona, because the kind of barrels that I use never loses the grains of the agave. So even it has been aged Tears of Llorona has been aged for 5 years, simultaneously in these different kind of used barrels. But the interesting thing is that it never loses the agave profile flavor, the greens. So you're drinking a very old product, very aged product. And at one point it opens in layers because of the different barrels that I use, but you will find like dots of green from the agave. So it's a way to wake up all the wood flavor.
It's like it's lived a full lifetime before it gets to be in the cup.
Yes, and once you taste it, it stays on your palate for the next 10 to 15 minutes, and you keep on drinking it, so you don't have to drink a lot.
Herman, we have about 5 minutes left. Where can people find Tears of Llorona?
Well, Tears of Llorona, it's in San Antonio, Total Wines, Twins Liquor, hopefully Specs will bring it soon. And, some of the other smaller liquor stores. But, online, if you're not in San Antonio, we sell all over the States online. But Tears is a tiny brand. As a matter of fact, the first year I only sold 180 cases. We are selling a little more now. And we have a new distribution partner that brings the Tears all over the States. Mm. So like last week I received an email from a guy from Montana that he's serving his Tears at his bar. So it's getting bigger.
That's great. I want to
always keeping the quality. I will never produce more than that doesn't have what I'm looking for on this product.
I have a question for you. This is a sipping tequila, right?
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is the Riddle tequila glass. It's very interesting because it's round on the end. So once you pour the tequila, it will go around and it will get all the oxidity that it needs. You don't touch it, so you won't warm the tequila. And the way of the mouth.
You wouldn't use this for a cocktail or anything, right? Or could
Well,
you?
it's I have seen Tears margaritas. They become a little expensive, but
I bet.
you know, I
Worth
always,
it though.
yes. The way that I recommend Tears to drink is with friends, but only with your best friends, because it goes really fast.
Oh gosh.
No, it's
Well,
a
it
very
sounds
unique
great.
product.
Can't wait to try it.
Well, a final salute. Herman, thank you so much for joining us today. You are our last guest for a big day called the Big Give. Salud. Those tears will be tears of joy if you drink Tears of Llorona, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure about it. Salud, amigos.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great day.
much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We look forward to doing more events with you because 30 minutes isn't enough for tequila.
Yes, there's a whole history behind it. And I have been only on this history for 40 years. So it's
We'll have to bring you back to do a program, a full hour, and talk about tequila, because I think that's, it's culture. I mean, we're being funny, but also culturally, it's very important. It's kind of like Armenian brandy. I don't know if you've tried Armenian brandy, but it's really good. And I just found it at Specs recently. So it's, but
I'll have to try that one too.
Oh yes,
for sure. Herman, thank you so much. Be sure to check out his tequila. It is in local stores, and it's called Tears of Llorona. Did I say that right?
It's Llorona, but
Llorona.
it sounds like.
Very good. Thank you so much, Herman. And thanks to Inigo Arzak for introducing us. Appreciate him. He's a former board chair, and supporter of World Affairs Council. So thank you again, and we'll be in touch. Thank you, Herman.
Thank you. Thank you, Inigo. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so the Big Give contacted me we couldn't do that interview early on, so I have to be on in about 5 minutes.
Oh.
And I just wanted to see where we are with the numbers, because we're roughly about 1,000 from our goal.
And I wanted to put up the PowerPoint thanking people who have donated. So I will do that right now.
I have 5 minutes, so we can do that. I don't know if people are tuned in or not, but
that is
being recorded.
okay.
So you want to pull it up?
Yep, I got it.
All right. Do we want to play ABBA?
Can you see it? Can you pull it up fast enough? You could just sing it.
Are you gonna just scroll through?
Yeah. You want to read them out loud if you want?
Linda Battles. Hang on. Stop the music. Did you get the last group in? Sherry.
Yes. I did.
Juan Antonio. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Carla Brozovic. A.B. Cruz. The City of San Antonio. Passport San Antonio. STS System Support. And Scott Sievers. Thank you, Scott, for making that happen. Steve and Busy Darling, thank you for your donation. Who is this guy? How did he get in?
He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is my mom, so I'm excited.
That's your mom?
Mhm.
Oh, that's so,
How many scories do you think there are?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty common. Thank you so much, Miss Scory. Appreciate it. Brooke Kearney with Morgan's Wonderland. Thank you. Mr. Carlos Alvarez, thank you so much for your support. Anonymous. I hope this isn't tied into QAnon.
I don't think so.
All right,
We'll
Miss,
take the help we can get.
Mrs. Anonymous, thank you. Julie Weber from UIW, thank you for your support. Former board member Ruth Chang, thank you. Helen McDaniel, thank you. Tim and Gina Farrell, thank you, Tim, for moderating our panel today. Ian Cruz, the one, the only Instagram master. Thank you so much. John Faltersack. Thank you, John. Sherry Dohlat Shahi, thank you so much for your support. Great job moderating a magnificent
Oh
panel.
yeah, absolutely.
Jamie and Jack Cook. Jamie, thank you so much. Can't wait to taste the thing that you
The
made.
Chilean nogada.
Yes. Dr. Lita Barnett from Our Lady of the Lake, thank you so much. Juan Antonio Flores from Port San Antonio, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate the support.
And that is what we got.
There's one more that you deliberately left out, which
That's okay.
I'm sure, I don't know why you didn't include yourself, but you did it a couple of times. I don't know if that was by accident or not. But thank
All
you.
good.
Samantha.
Glad to help. Glad to be here. I'm glad it turned out so good.
So I'm supposed to go on live with them. Do we stop it or do we tape my interview with the Big Give?
I don't know. What do you want to do? Make it live?
Might as well. It's going to be
We'll
on.
commit to the full hour.
No, let me just find my my earplugs.
Well, I'll be here.
You could don't you have some words of wisdom to share?
I don't know if I do. I just really do love the Big Give. It's a great opportunity to kind of learn about other nonprofits going on in San Antonio. It's also not just San Antonio, kind of the southern central Texas area. But it's a great way if you just flip through the Big Give page, you can learn about a bunch of nonprofits that you may have never heard of. There's some really great causes in there. So definitely a lot of fun to see what's going on in your community and be able to give back.
All right. I think where I'm supposed to be, it's on the Big Give website. So it's also streaming on the Big Give website.
Okay.
Maybe you can pull it up. I don't know.
I will put myself on mute.
How you doing, Jerry? Good, good. I'm so glad we're not. Yeah, I hear you perfectly. Just tell me when you're live because I want to make sure I don't say anything inappropriate.
Good job on that interview there.
Oh, thank you. It was kind of weird to have it on the screen as well, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. But
Well,
it
like
worked out.
that is
Make
about
sure.
our time.
What's that?
Looks like that's about our time.
Yes. I just want to look at the numbers really quick before we sign off and see and report out where we are so that we could bug people on social media and emails until we reach the $10,000 mark. Okay, we're still at the same. So we need about $1,000. So that's what, like 100 people
Doable. Yeah.
do $10.
Exactly.
or
Call to
10 people.
action, you guys. Come on.
Well, very good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I know our number of viewers has dwindled, but this is being recorded. So just want to thank all the donors, all the supporters, all the moderators who did a great job
Absolutely.
making this day go by so quickly, and all of our guests who take time out of their day to support our event. I want to thank
Thank
our
you so much.
sponsors, SSS, and our incoming board member, Scott Sievers, and the City of San Antonio, Passport San Antonio, and Sherry Dohlachai for the sponsorship for the panel on foreign service officers. And so we really appreciate that. And last but not least, I want to thank Samantha for all of the work leading up to where we are today, and everything during and whatever's going to come after. So any
Glad
final
to be here. Glad to help. No, just happy to be involved. Really excited to help continue bringing the international community to San Antonio. Both things I love.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have a board meeting tomorrow, so I'll see you at the board
We
meeting
do.
noon tomorrow. But it's only an hour and a half day, right?
We got this.
Not for me, in case Patricia's watching. Working all day. But make sure you support other nonprofits, our nonprofit, on this day of the big give. You have till 11:59 to make the donation. So
You got some time, but hurry.
all right. Have a great evening, and thank you all.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.